Alrighty, leaving the caravan park. Little hut for last night. Oh, it's currently 2 degrees. Nice and toasty. Ice warning, that's nice. See if she wants to start. Ooh. Alrighty, good morning. So this log cabin was nice, but it was very noisy. There's the highway just there to the left, which you'll see when we get out to the front. But the police were travelling through the caravan park looking for somebody all night, and they had their lights going and spotlights going everywhere, and yeah, it was just a very, very noisy night, as nice as the cabin was. If I've got any sort of advice for people travelling to Bourke, around Bourke, that sort of area, keep going through it, don't stop. As a few motorcyclists have found out recently, where they've got jumped in their sleep pretty much by people trying to rob them. It's not a nice place. The police have got no control. So there you can see the truck bay. The police had a roadblock set up there all night, checking trucks. So yeah, it was a very, very noisy night. It's a bit of a cold morning. So it was 2 degrees on the dash when I first started the bike. It's dropped to 0. So the bike started, didn't want to start, but it did start, and I was going to wait for this truck because it's too early in the morning to get squished. I see the headlights coming now, and it's not just a truck, it's a road train, so definitely wait for this one. So today we're off heading across the Queensland border into Cunnamulla. Sun's just coming up, still very, very cold. The fingers are a bit cold. I tried to compromise on the gear that I brought. A compromise sort of good for cold weather and warm weather. Haven't even opened up the vents on the jackets or anything yet. And here we have the first of the emus for the day. They generally get out of the way. Sometimes you just got to give them a little bit of a toot. And they'll just run beside you on the side of the road. I found the emus to be pretty good. The goats were the best to get out of the way. They just got out of the way by themselves, but emus were definitely second best. Oh, just at a little rest stop because hands are frozen. It's been 0 degrees most of the way along that road. Sun's only just coming up. Oh. Been a few kangaroos on the side of the road, so just going real careful. Yeah, a little bit of a dodgy stop, but I think it works. Ooh. So we're definitely in the outback now. We're getting a lot more red dirt. This has just recently been graded either side, but it was sort of a good ride this morning. Just getting out and about as the sun's coming up. Not a fan of, the sun in the eyes first thing in the morning, but when it's a nice wide road like this, you can see animals on the side of the road. Didn't have any issues. It was pretty good. So another mob of emus. They get out of the way. You just got to keep your eye out for them. Especially on these wider roads, it's Very easy to spot them. If this was Victoria, you'd be hitting them left, right and centre. Have to slow down for another lot of emus, and they're just trotting beside the bike. Mum and some chicks. Finally reached the Queensland border. Finally made it. Started day 3. And now I'm going to be in Queensland for a while, essentially. Alright. I found it's a bit funny, literally 50 metres up the road, there's another sign. Welcome to the Outback. Because apparently on the other side of the border it's not the Outback. So let's go back and have a look at what this other sign actually said. Blackall, Barcaldine, I think we have to go through. Back on the highway. So back on the road, overtaken some road trains. Before actually getting into Cunnamulla. This little rest stop there, which I'll come back to later after I get some fuel. Just popping into town now. We'll fill her up, get something to eat, come back and have a little bit of a rest. Stop for a little break at Cunnamulla. Now I need to find out where the next town is. I'm supposed to be going to. Okay, I think Charlieville. I can go on the bike. There we go. Okay, I think Charlieville will be the next best stop. It was pretty much an instant change in weather as I got across the Queensland border. Once the sun came up a little bit, I think we're hitting 20 degrees, a bit over 20 degrees today. Some more emus. Actually managed to undo some zips on the jacket, let some air through. Starting to get a little bit warm now. More roadworks, and on a Sunday as well. You don't get that in many places. Obviously they're trying to get everything done before school holidays kicks off. For the past 3 days there's been a lot of roadworks on these highways. It sort of seems never ending. You don't really have that many big gaps between the roadworks either. I just didn't film everything. I'd probably say this is my first taste of off-road in the last 3 days. First lot of roadworks where they've actually ripped the whole road up. we're getting back into it. Still not sure where I'm gonna stay for the night. I was just trying to get as far north as possible. The original plan was to stay somewhere around Barcaldine, but I ended up just getting fuel there and continuing a bit further north. So off in the distance there, a little bit of rain coming down from the clouds. Doesn't quite show on the action cam, but was thinking hopefully I didn't have to go through all that just yet. It was a day of just overtaking a lot of cattle truck road trains. There seemed to be a lot out this way. The day before was all cotton road trains. Now it's all cattle road trains. Coming into Blackall, Queensland's version of Hollywood. There's pretty much a couple of servos. I think they've got a school. That's about it. Just coming in for a bit of a splash and dash. Out of the two servos here as well, they were completely out of diesel. So I want to look into that if you're traveling up that way in a diesel vehicle, because there was another vehicle that just rocked up from the other servo looking for diesel as well. Back into roadworks. What would this trip be without roadworks? It's getting pretty late in the day now. I'm still trying to work out exactly where I'm going to stay. Was originally planning on staying somewhere around Barcaldine. Couldn't really find anywhere on my little camping app to set up a tent. But I eventually did find somewhere, which was the next town up, which is Aramac. And we're on the way to now, hopefully get there before the sun goes down. It's getting very, very close. Just trying to be real careful along here because I've already come across a few kangaroos. Alrighty, just got to Aramac, just north of Barcaldine, about 50 k's. There's a little park here where you can set up camp. So I'm going to set up right here. Oh, behind here anyway. I'll set up here, there's some campers over the back there. Little grass patch. Should be good to go.